In today's video, I'm doing a long-term-ish review of the StealthCam Fusion X. I've had it all summer. I'll let you guys know how it worked. At the end of this video, I want to let you know that I am posting my first vlog for the hunting season. Throughout the year, I'm probably going to mix, like a slow night of vlogging with a review. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video and see how my first hunt went. I'm not bragging or nothing, but I did see deer. So a little over a year ago, I got the StealthCam Fusion. And my number one complaint was that the camera did not have a video function. Now a year later, StealthCam has released the Fusion X, with its main addition being the video function. I was able to pick up a StealthCam Fusion X in early summer, and so far I've been impressed. It has a 26 megapixel image sensor, which can shoot in 26 megapixels, 16 megapixels, 8 megapixels, 4 megapixels, and 2 megapixels. It records 720p video. It says it can detect movement up to 89 feet, 0.4 second trigger speed, as well as it has quite a few options in the StealthCam command app. Before we dive into the StealthCam Fusion, I do want to say that these cameras are mostly used for scouting, but not everybody hunts. So therefore, there's a lot of features in this camera that may not be beneficial to your hunting purposes, but I'm going to review it anyways, because not everybody watches this video is going to be a hunter. And therefore, I try to review all these cellular trail cameras for their many uses. At the time of this review, my StealthCam Fusion has taken just under 6,800 pictures or videos, but I'd say 80 to 90% of the images taken are actually videos. You can view pics and videos on the StealthCam Command app, as well as the StealthCam Command website. First things first, let's talk about the reliability. Other than when I was doing my battery testing, I have not had to reboot or restart this camera whatsoever. I've had the camera for almost 3 months now, and it's worked flawlessly. I haven't had any issues with SD cards, battery life, or hooking up to an external 12-volt battery. Full disclosure, and at the same time, I don't know if this even makes a difference, but where I have this located, I have 5 full bars of Verizon signal, so I don't have any issues with signal getting to the camera. It might work different in a low signal area. I'm not real sure. Before you can take any pictures, the camera has to detect something. So with the trigger speed on the StealthCam Fusion X, I would say it's pretty good. Now there isn't a way to change the sensitivity on your camera, so you kind of get what you get. And as far as I know, the camera hasn't missed any deer, and most of the times the deer that are being taken pictures of are in the first half of the frame. So if they're walking from left to right, they're usually on the left side of the camera frame when the picture is being taken or the video is starting. As well, I don't get a whole lot of pictures of birds or squirrels or anything like that. Probably the farthest away that this camera has detected an animal, I would say, is about 30 yards. The StealthCam Fusion X takes 26 megapixel images. I honestly didn't test the camera for anything less than 26 megapixel, but the 26 megapixel images are really good. They seem to have fixed the problem that I had with the StealthCam Fusion, where a lot of my daytime pictures are being overexposed. Now with the 26 megapixel images, you're able to zoom in on the images and you can see a lot of detail on the deer in the background, which comes in handy with these big megapixel sensors. But the main reason I wanted the StealthCam Fusion was for its video function. So how good is the video quality? Surprisingly pretty good. I wasn't expecting much with the 720p, but actually the videos look really good. There's a lot of contrast in the videos. There's a lot more detail than I'd expect from a 720p video. I definitely have other trail cameras that shoot higher resolution but don't look as good. It seems like a lot of trail cameras nowadays are recording at variable frame rates in the dark, meaning they would regularly record at like 30 frames per second, but at night they lower the frame rates to 15, or I've even seen down to 12 or 10 frames per second. The StealthCam Fusion always records at 30 frames per second, and it still doesn't seem to have any problem picking up enough light to record any deer within, I would say, up to like 30, 35 yards. I do wish there was more options for video length. Right now you're limited to 10 seconds. As well, I wish there was sound recording with the video, and there's not. The StealthCam Fusion records all these images and videos to an SD card, and it will support up to 32 gigabytes. I do wish, again, that it supported bigger SD cards. I found that if I have a really busy night, that card will fill up really fast. And these files that it's recording, even though it's only 720p, are pretty big. For a 10-second video, even in 720p, the StealthCam Fusion X is recording these files between 40 and 50 megabytes. Which is huge for 720p. But at the same time, that's probably why the quality looks so good when you download them off your SD card. For comparison purposes, I have other trail cameras that record 1080 videos. They look just as good as the 720p videos from the StealthCam Fusion X, and they're up to 30 seconds long. They're only being recorded at around 20 megabytes per file. Now it does have the DVR function where the newest videos will record over the oldest videos. But if, like I said, if you have a really busy night and you really want to get a good look at this big buck that's coming in there. For instance, I had some really big bucks show up. I was excited because then I could put them in this video, get more plays. You know, people love seeing big bucks. And unfortunately, the DVR mode just recorded over those bucks, and I'd only had the camera up for like 3 or 4 days. Now, I do have a couple of the videos that I wanted to put in the video still, but they're only 360p. They're not the 720p that the camera records to the SD card. Unfortunately, that's the other thing that I don't like about it, is they don't send you the full HD video when you request an HD video. They only send you a 360 video, and it's just not as good a quality. What's weird about this to me is the camera actually saves 2 files. It saves a 720p as well as a 360p. The 360p is the video that they send to your phone when you request a video download using the command app. Now, I'm not sure exactly how they do this. I'm just assuming that it's some kind of compression within the camera where they record the video and then they recompress it down to a 360p. The problem I have with this is I feel like it will use a lot more of my camera battery. But at the same time, maybe they've tested this and it actually uses less battery to recompress videos than it does to send HD videos over the internet. I don't know. Or maybe the camera transmits every one of these 360 videos to the server, and then from there, the server creates these GIFs so you can look at it on the command app. You know, I don't have enough knowledge to know how this app is being programmed. Now, the camera records in the AVI format, which is pretty common format, but for us Apple users, the format does not work in your phones. It will work on the computers, and then you have to reformat it to send it to your phone if you want to have the better HD video quality on your phone. When I first got StealthCam Fusion X, I was actually a little disappointed that you couldn't do photos and videos at the same time. But after using the StealthCam Fusion X for a few months, I actually really liked the way StealthCam set up the video transmissions for the command app. So now let's talk about transmission quality. The quality of the transmitted pictures are good. It really gives you everything you need in a standard transmission while even having to do the HD download. But then if you do want an HD picture, it's pretty easy. You just go into the picture, you hit the HD download. For the video transmission, the StealthCam Fusion uses a 3-image GIF. And it's really nice because instead of just getting 1 image to look at, you actually get 3. Now with an iPhone, if you decide you want to just save this GIF to your phone, it actually just shows up as a black image. But if you send it as a text and you share it from the app to somebody else, it'll actually send 3 different images, and then from there you can save it to your camera. Now that has nothing to do with the quality of the camera, but it's just a little thing that I learned and picked up and I figured I'd pass it on. Now this next part's a little confusing, mainly because of the way everything is worded in the app. I'm not really sure how this works. I personally pay for the unlimited plan for both cameras. I just get way too many pictures on the farms that I have them set up at, and therefore I pay for unlimited. While the transmissions of the photos and videos are good, if you do want a higher quality HD picture or you want to download the video, it's going to cost you. If you want an HD photo and you go to download the picture, it says that it's going to charge you a one-time fee of 5 cents. And then if you want to download a video, it says it's going to charge you a one-time fee of 25 cents per video. So basically it's going to charge you one time for a video. If I don't know, maybe if you download it more than once, it's not going to charge you that time. I don't know. To me, the bad part is if I'm having to have to pay for a video, I don't want to see a 360 video. I want to see an HD video. So these extra costs lead me to talk about the plan. With the StealthCam data plans, you have 2 options. You have Verizon or AT&T. If you're new to cellular trail cameras, you don't need to have AT&T or Verizon. The service on the trail cameras have nothing to do with your personal phone. So you can have T-Mobile, you can have Mint or whatever. I don't know whatever other services there are. But you can have any of those and you can still use these cameras because you're simply paying for the plans within the app. It has nothing to do with your monthly phone bill. There are 4 options for plans starting from $5 to $20 a month. For $500 a month, you get 600 photo transmissions or 300 video previews. If you upgrade to $10 a month, you get more than 3 times that of the $5 plan. Then with a $20 a month plan, you get unlimited photos, unlimited video previews, and it says unlimited data. That's where it gets confusing, but we're going to get back to that. And then if you have multiple cameras, you can pay $50, and that will include up to 3 cameras. Then every camera after that is $5 per month. Now with this, it's not an unlimited plan. You get up to 36,000 shared images with all the cameras, or 8,000 video previews with all the cameras, and up to 3 gigabytes of data. So this is where it kind of gets confusing. When you're paying for an unlimited plan and it says unlimited data, then any video download or HD picture download should be included in that unlimited data. But then when you go to download a video, it says it's going to charge you a one-time fee of 25 cents per video. So if you download 10 videos, that's an extra $2.50 a month. If you download 20, you can do the math. Now I haven't downloaded a lot of videos due to this extra cost because I'm running all these different trail cameras for tests and stuff, and my costs are getting pretty high. But the one thing I have noticed is I have downloaded videos, mostly for this review's purpose, and I haven't been charged. I haven't been charged $42 or $40.50. I haven't had any extra charges when I pay for this unlimited plan. That's where I get kind of confused, because if I'm paying for an unlimited plan, then I should get unlimited data anyways, but then they put in this, asterisk saying that they're going to charge you money. It seems like they're leaving that little warning up there to confuse people so that they're not downloading a whole bunch of images, which it's kind of wrong. I understand, being that they're a big company and so on, but at the same time, if you're paying for an unlimited service, you should get unlimited videos. Now, when you do request a video, it takes 2 transmissions. So basically what happens is a GIF will show up on your phone. You're like, oh, I want to see that. You request a download, and then from there, it sends it out to the server and it stores it on the server. Then the next time that the camera talks to the server, it will say, I want this video downloaded. And then the next transmission after that, so if you have this set up for hourly, it's going to take you 2 hours to get that video that you requested. If you request a video and you have your phone set up for 1 a day, plan on seeing that video in 2 days. It might as well just be quicker just to go out and get the SD card. As far as the app goes, it has enough information in it for you to properly scout, your area. Like pretty much every app, you can change the settings in the app. Now there's no GPS built into the camera, so when you do set the camera up, you're going to have to mark it in the app with your phone, so that if you need to tell anybody else where the camera is, you can easily do so. When you're looking at the pictures, it's pretty easy to filter the animals. You can filter out different species and then different sexes of the deer. You can change the days you want to see, the temperatures, the time of day. It's pretty easy to filter through the pictures all within the app. For cellular settings, you can change the time of day that the camera checks in and takes a picture. As well, you can change how often you want the images to be transferred to your phone. The settings are instant group, hourly, once a day, twice a day. Just a fair warning though, the more often you have the transmissions, the more it's going to use your battery. So if you don't have an external power source, then it's going to really drain the batteries that you have inside the camera pretty fast if you have image transmissions coming to you all the time. It has a color adding filter for night images, which is pretty cool, but it does not work for the videos. So you can't add the color filter to the GIF, you can only add it to the photos. So disclaimer, this is actually pictures from the StealthCam Fusion. I haven't taken photos with this camera in so long, I can't get back to those photos. So I can't add the filter to my photos. And since everything in my camera right now is videos, I don't have anything to filter with the color adding filter. But if you do want to see how that filter works, you can go check out my StealthCam Fusion 1-year review and you can see the filter in use there. Now the app is supposed to have unlimited storage for 1 year, but I have found that the more I scroll back, it just tends to freeze out. So when I try to load really old images, and I say really old, but I'm talking about beginning of the summer images because I haven't even had this camera for a year, the app just closes. I don't know what the problem is with that. I did find that the battery life on the StealthCam Fusion X tends to be a little bit better than the original StealthCam Fusion. When I was just taking photos, I received over 1,000 pictures when it was just set to instant transmissions. And with instant video transmissions, it was around 300. But when I set the camera to hourly, I received over 700 videos all on one set of batteries, and I'm just using alkaline. There's always good and bad with cameras, and this camera has both. Sorry, I gotta interject real quick. When I got to this part of the video, for some reason, I was doing the good and the bad, and I said one thing good and never said anything bad. So we gotta start this over. As far as the good of the camera goes, it's easy setup like usual. It has really good picture quality. They definitely have fixed the overexposure issue that I had with the StealthCam Fusion. And then the video quality is surprisingly really good considering it's only 720p. The transmission quality on the pictures I think are fine. They give you enough detail to know what you're looking at, to know that if you want to request a HD or a video, and then we come to the bad. First things first, I mean, I don't like that the camera doesn't work when you're not paying for it. And I understand that, like, it's a cellular camera, you want cellular service, you're gonna have to pay for it. But my camera should still work if it's sitting in the field just taking pictures. There's really no excuse to me. I don't think there's any excuse. Any company that does this is just selfish. You're just trying to get more money out of our pockets, and it's rude. It is. It's all it comes down to. I spent $120+ on this camera. It should work whether I have service or not. Now, obviously, if I'm buying a cellular trail camera, I want there to be service at some point. Doesn't mean that I need it 12 months around. Second, I wish they would change the phrasing. So if we have the unlimited plan and they're not actually charging us for these extra images or the video downloads, pay somebody to program it so if it detects that they're unlimited, they're not going to have that little notification there. I mean, I'm not trying to download every video, but like I want to download some videos and I don't want, you know, if I'm getting charged for it, I want to know. But at the same time, it does say unlimited plan. I shouldn't be getting charged for it. How many times can I say getting charged for it? Third, if I wasn't paying for an unlimited plan and I was getting charged for these videos and HD photos, I would at least like to get a 720p video. I'm not going to pay 25 cents for a 360p video. And I know for a fact it doesn't cost 25 cents to download a 60 megabyte image. I send 60 megabyte images all day long. Then lastly, it'd be nice if they could recompress the videos of some sort to make them smaller. A 10-second video at 720p at 50 to 60 megabytes during the day is ridiculously high. That's such a big file for such a small video. Just weird that it's like that. Now, I understand that compression can be hard on hardware. So like I know like with a computer, if you're working with different compressions with your computer, my computer gets hot. So I'm sure it could be the same thing with the camera. Maybe just having an uncompressed file is easier for their cameras to work. But it would be nice if they could figure out something so that the images weren't so big, or allow it to use bigger SD cards. Other than that, let's go back to the original review. Overall, I can say that I can recommend this camera. It works. It has enough features to where I feel like you can get a lot of information from this camera. The picture quality is good. The video quality is good. But once again, I only have one of these. I only have one camera. I've only been able to review one camera. I could have got the golden goose of all the StealthCam Fusion X's. So if you guys have this camera and you have different results than me, please leave a comment down below. You know, actually explain what your problems are too. Don't just be like, this is a piece of it. And try to get a little detail, and then maybe somebody else could actually help you out. I can try to help you guys out. I'm not an expert with these cameras. I'm strictly reviewing them from a consumer's side. So this is my consumer's report, I guess. But honestly, I'm no more of an expert than any of you guys watching this video. If you guys are interested in this camera, I may or may not have an affiliate link below. Honestly, I haven't even looked to see if it's on Amazon yet. But if you guys want to buy it through Amazon, please click the link below. It helps me out a little bit just to be able to buy more cameras to review. To be honest, that's pretty much all I put this money towards, is buying stuff to review for you guys.
So it's October 1st, it's night hunt. I didn't go out this morning. I'm already off to a great start. I broke my camera arm, so I had to make my own real quick. I mean, I basically just hooked it into the 4th arrow one I had, but I just had to make the arm, hoping that that holds on. And then I dropped my rangefinder, trying to get that all put together. Dropped the screwdriver to tighten my 4th arrow into place. Forgot my ratchet for my 4th arrow. And then when I was pulling my bow up, it decided to fall off the limb saver. Hopefully tomorrow I get my stuff together. I haven't really been seeing, like last year they had 3 bucks that I was after, and I've only seen one of them. Doesn't mean they're not out here, it just means I haven't seen them, or they just look so different that I don't realize it's them. There's one really nice buck. It's really wide, but it's only like a 7-point because it has like a dual main beam and then no points on it. And I believe that one was out here last year. It was not a lot smaller, but he was smaller. But he's a big wide buck. He looks pretty cool. I only have 2 cameras set up here. There's been a bunch of deer at my dad's, And so I got a lot of cameras set up there to try to figure out a pattern before I go out there, but they just haven't been showing up in daylight there. But all surrounding his farm is all, you know, standing beans, so they're probably out there for right now. We got a little ways to go. It's gonna be a long night. The little chicks right there. I think he might have spotted me in the tree. I mean, turkeys have ridiculous eyes. Who knows though? I don't know. But he walked out and he stopped and he's been stuck there for a good 5-10 minutes. I just realized the wind is not in my favor at all. One turkey was a pretty big dom. Has big spurs on it. The turkeys are in there going crazy. I'm sure it's just the turkeys chasing each other around, but they got those deer on high alert.
That was a pretty disappointing opening day. I guess, like I said though at the beginning of the video, I don't have any high expectations for this year, but I was hoping to at least get some bucks on camera. I came out a couple weeks ago with my son for the youth hunt, and we had 4 or 5 bucks. We couldn't really get them on camera very well, but I could get the racks going across the field. So I thought for sure I was at least going to see some bucks tonight, whether they were close or not. Usually when I go hunting, I have a list that I go through and check, because I really don't take that much stuff, especially this year. I've been able to really cut it down. I bought a new camera. I used to take 2 cameras, one with the long lens, one with the wide angle lens that I just kept on the mount. And this year I got 1 camera with a lens that goes from 18 to 400 millimeters. So that saved me a lot of space. And then
once I get this new camera arm, that's going to save me a ton of weight and space. So I really don't have to take that much. But being the first hunt, I was trying to go through and make a list, and I did go through and make a list. I was trying to go through my list, and then my grandpa started talking to me, and then the dog started getting in my clothes, so I just got flustered and I left. So I didn't have everything I needed. I mean, I needed the... What the hell was that? I left my ratchet strap behind. I needed a working arm. You know, I dropped everything. I dropped my bow. So I'm gonna have to make sure I shoot my bow again tomorrow to make sure it's in, you know, it's okay. On top of that, I'm about an hour into the hunt. Turkeys come out, and I realize I don't even have my release. But there was no going back. I just had to sit there. It was actually one of those hunts where I was hoping a really nice buck didn't come out in front of me, because I didn't want to hurt it or anything like that. I would probably take a shot, though, I'm not gonna lie. Only because the majority of my bow hunting career, whatever you want to call it, bow hunting life, I use my fingers. I didn't start using a release till only a few years ago. So I've used my fingers for years, and then somebody told me to use a release, and it actually did improve my shooting, but I would be easily comfortable shooting a deer within 20 yards with my fingers. If anybody would be interested in like seeing camera reviews for hunting purposes, you know, leave a comment down below. I'm just wondering what people think. You know, it seems like everybody has a YouTube hunting channel or some kind of hunting, you know, show or whatever they want to call it. You know, I never started this to be a hunting channel, and I still don't really consider it a hunting channel. It's just what I do in the fall. But it's more of a vlog and so on, but I'm not really, I would never consider myself a professional hunter whatsoever.